Hello everyone, Alternating Bit here. Thought I would demonstrate to you my Box 22 cab from synthesizers.com. Basically, I used to have a portable, what I called a mod box, and it housed about 16 modules. And that was just a little bit limiting in the 5U size. So I got this, and this has 22 spaces. I put the power supply or power module on the back side so I'd have one more space for modules. It's an ongoing thing that you reshape and change about. If I do a live show, I have a MIDI to clock module that I want to put in here, things like that. But basically, I've kind of finally rested to a point where I feel like I've got the ultimate setup. Probably change a few months from now, but right now I really like what I've got here. So what I thought I would do is demonstrate a live patch, making up a patch live, which for a lot of people could be very boring because, most people want to just hit a play on a YouTube video and see and hear the final result and not watch the process. But this is for beginners or anybody who wants some ideas for modular patching. And you can see and watch me make mistakes along the way too, or, that's part of the whole deal where you just basically explore sonically and have a lot of happy accidents. First, I'll just tell you what I've got here real quick. I have a lot of Oakley modules in here. This whole row up here is Oakley. This is the quad VCA mixer. So you've got 4 inputs that have CV input as a VCA, and also it acts as a mixer. Dual LFO, 2 slim VCOs, the sample and hold unit they call sample and slew because it has a slew feature, and a noise dual filter that basically has a high and a low pass filter. It has CV control, also has 3 different noise outputs. The Corsynth Wtih low pass filter. It's a really nice filter, really warm sound. I think it's been compared to a Juno 106 type filter. And it has multiple inputs and modulation, so I like having that in here. And the MegaOhm audio CDS VCA filter. So this can act also as a VCA, but it has it's a filter. Synthrotek Sound Labs digital delay. Now, when you think in a smaller type setup, you really want to start dealing with effects devices. And obviously, I use outboard effects in the mixer and such. But it's really nice to have something to kind of color the sound and manipulate. It also has CV control and just really, I call it kind of like the whale sound, just like these really ominous, reverberating sounds that just, even though it's a delay, kind of sounds like it's a reverb when you really increase the mix. And it's just a really cool module, and it has a mind of its own at times, so that can be good and bad. Over here I have the hex inverter RE synthesis simple sequencer. And this is a really great sequencer to have in a portable setup. Not only do you have CV outputs, but you also have gate, and you can change the length of the sequences and such. So basically, even to have a gate sequencer is essential for triggering things, but whether it be an envelope generator, events, whatever you want to do. So this does both of that. Quantizer bank, essential to have musicality and proper notes for CV outputs from both of these sequencers, actually. I have 2 envelope generators. One of them has been modified, so it has a little CV control. Multiples, very, very important module to have. I find myself splitting clock signals a lot and rates and things like that, so things are kind of in sync. Really important to have. And I was always fighting between having this and the 4-channel mixer as another, kind of having an attenuator source in here, but I finally decided multiples is something I really need in here. I didn't like using those 2 little splitter. I was trying to use that for a while, where I would use this to be able to split something, and I just got sick of using these things. They're just annoying. So anyway, okay, so this is the Voice of Saturn, Synthrotek, designed by Caleb Condit, and this is just really an awesome sequencer. Slightly different because it's not 8 steps, it's 10. Lets you do some slightly different patterns, and separate outputs for triggers, and it's a really great sequencer, very powerful sequencer to have, especially in a portable setup. Having these 2 is just excellent. I often use this one to just change the frequency modulation of a filter, so it kind of makes that kind of opening and closing sound if I don't want to use this directly as a sequence pattern generator or whatever. Odyssey of Sound VCO by Corsynth also has a built-in ring mod, so that's another reason why I have this in here. So I do have a ring mod option. On top of that, these 2 sorry, these two VCOs don't have a sine wave, and I really need a sine wave to make bass sounds, so I use this a lot for the bass, usually run through a filter. And finally, the Oakley VRG, which is basically, you know, like a Swiss Army knife module. It gives you all kinds of different things you can do. It has a slew feature. You can also use this as an envelope generator. A lot of times two is definitely not enough, so I use it for that as well. Or you just want to do some crazy stuff. It has a built-in LFO as well, another modulation source. So that's the setup. Now I'm going to show you real quick, just a quick live application of patching. Okay, I'm running this VCA out to a mixer, which has just a slight reverb, just to have a little color to it. All right, so this is I have no premeditated patch in mind, so you can see me just kind of go at it, and probably going to intentionally just do something slightly out of the ordinary, I hope. Okay, well, I definitely want to do a pattern from the sequencer that's quantized, and we're going to take that quantization and put that into, actually, let's go ahead and use this, see if we can do kind of like a baseline output here. So let's go ahead and take the sine wave. I'm going to run the sine through my low pass filter so I can kind of make sure it has a nice bassy sound to it. Low pass filter out into the first channel. So here we go. Gonna roll this. So right now it's a 10-step sequence. We're gonna make a standard 8. Set the reset by plugging into 9. Now it's an 8-step sequence. Actually, I like where it is now, but just for the sake of doing something live. I did say I was making a bass, didn't I? So let's keep it more low end. See, when it's open, it's not quite as bassy. Okay, kind of got a nice little bass line going. I think a little bit slower. Okay. Now we're going to take this clock source, and I know if I end up multiplying it, I'll have more options. So this is our gate out. Put it in this multiple here, and I'm going to feed this to my other clocked sequencer. So, run. And probably will end up doing another CV sequence, so we're going to put that into the quantizer bank and put this into VCO. Run that into my filter. Let's do pulse into the filter, and then we're going to send the filter into the delay. I'm going to start it clean first. Run the delay into the VCA. You can hear that reverb from the mixer. If I took it out, it'd be like this. I'm just going to add just a little bit. There. Okay. Okay, we'll go with that. And let's do some envelope generating manipulation on the frequency modulation of this filter. What to use to trigger it? I guess we'll use this guy. So we're going to take the gate out, put it into an envelope generator. These are the gate switches. If I turn them all on, it's pulsing to all of them. And put it into here. Turn a couple of them off. Let's see what a triangle LFO does to this. That's cool. Okay, I'm good with that. And let's open and close this frequency a little bit. Actually, let's try an LFO into the volt per octave. And I don't like that, so we're gonna go just into this. It's gonna open and close it slowly. Don't like it, don't like it. All right, let's take this VCO, put a triangle into the same filter. Let's run pink noise into the quantizer bank to manipulate the volt per octave on that VCO. I want to hear it by itself. Don't like it. All right, CV in. Nope. Shape. I guess that's not really doing very much, is it? Let's try it directly without the quantizing. Kind of a space warbly sound. And my cat has paid a quick visit. All right. A little dystopian sounding. I like it. Now let's add some of this digital delay. Nice. A little more of the redirective echo. So now suddenly it has a very dark sound just by adding the noise and then delay. I like it. It's very dark. Let's take your output and duplicate it. This output, I put it in this multiple. And put a copy of it into this filter. And then we're going to take that filters out. Actually, we're gonna do a little VRG to this thing. Actually, access our CV signal more. Okay, so we're gonna take your audio out. Put you into number 3. Let's just listen to number 3 by itself for a second. All right, now we can start doing some manipulation. Let's take your output of the VRG, put into here. Do LFO. Now, if I remember, I talked about having that gate handy. Initially, when I said I'd split the gate, so we're going to do that. Here it is. So that your gate matches the tempo. Forget LFO. Now bring up the other one. It's almost like adding another layer of echo. And we can CV control that. Let's take a triangle wave, put it into longer cable. Triangle wave, going to the down CV. So here we have this completely monstrous, ominous sounding thing going on. And yeah, I mean, you know, it was all improvised as you saw, and I think it sounds pretty cool. I guess I can add still one more. Let's do, okay, you're going out there. Since I have these trigger outputs, I always wish I had more gates, I really do. Gate triggering patterns, but anyway, so let's just use like number 3 output of the gate trigger into this envelope generator, so you can see it pulses every time it hits 3. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit, and we're going to send that to here. I don't like it there. Let's try it here. No, I'm not hearing anything there. What else can we put this into? That's kind of cool. You see what experimenting does? I mean, I'm not sure if I like this or not, but you just still find some cool stuff going on just by that. Or if we put this into this delay CV, totally starts messing with it. That's what Modular is about. I mean, you know, if I wanted to compose something and I had a certain thing in mind, I'd totally go differently about how I was doing stuff. The only thing I had in mind was to start with a bass line and then just start layering stuff and messing around. So that's what I came up with. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Alternating Bit.